What's up, everybody? I'm Brew.
And I'm Ray.
And we're
Brew
Brew
and
and
Ray.
Ray. And we're back with another video. But before we get into that, we just want y'all to remember
To like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell and share the video with your friends. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Alright, guys, we're back with My Hero episode 7. My Hero Academia episode 7. And like getting right into this one, we know we still in the training session that they're doing with All Might, and the first group to go was Deku and Deku and the Float Girl.
Float Girl.
Erotica.
Yeah.
And versus Deku and Iida.
Kacchan and Iida. We're gonna get the names
We
together.
both just mixing up stuff today. Well, we good though. So the first fight was Deku and Float Girl versus Kacchan and Iida. And remember from the last episode, we had already seen a bit of Kacchan versus Deku. And at the end of the episode, I think it ended with when Kacchan saying, you know, like, even though you be scared, like, I that's what I hate about you. Even though you be scared, you still come out and you trying to do something, right? So continuing up into episode 7, they're still fighting, but they already know that they can't whoop Kacchan by themselves. So Deku is like kind of just sitting there playing into himself, and we also get a bit of Kacchan's and Deku's backstory of them being kids because they were friends this whole time. But right now, Deku is like in the planning stage. Well, I wouldn't do the air quotes. They were friends.
It was friends, but it ain't your normal, typical friendship.
Right. So right now, Deku is trying to put a plan together to figure out what can they do to get out of this. But in the meantime, they're showing the backstory between the two. As a kid, Deku has always been, you know, like kind of following Kacchan around. You know, and then, you know, he was always somebody who was confident even before his quirk manifested. And once his quirk manifested, he really got the big head because everybody around him
was saying basically like, that's a pretty good quirk.
like,
you're amazing.
Yeah, the kids are like, you're amazing. Even the two teachers that were there were like, whoa, that is amazing. And then they said something that Katsuki, I guess that's his last name, Bakugo Katsuki.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so he really got the big head. Then he was like, wow, I am amazing.
I really am amazing.
Like, there's no one else better than me, right? So now that he got his quirk, everybody else starting to get their quirk right. Like, it's two different backstories, but I'm kind of combining them together right now.
Basically.
So everybody else started getting their quirk, and everybody's like, oh, are you hearing this? Like, Deku still ain't got his quirk. Yeah, they calling it quirkless and stuff like that. He just sitting there like
nervous enough, so you can tell like that's heartbreaking, but he's still trying to keep a smile on his face.
Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't look good. But anyway, so now we go back and it's just Deku and Kacchan, and they walking up this trail or something like that, and he's like, man, Kacchan, like, you're amazing. And your quirk is amazing. He's like, yeah, it is. And Deku's like, man, you know, I can't wait, and I hope that I get mine quickly. And he's like, well, it don't matter which one you get because you're still not going to be better than me. And I'm just like, this dude is mad cocky, right?
I mean, straight cocky.
Mad cocky. So
at the age of 5.
Well, 4 or 5, yeah.
4,
so whatever that.
there.
So now everybody else, like I said, is getting their quirks, and now Kacchan done put like a little group together, and they walking again. He got this flag leading the way, or he using his quirk to lead the way. Everybody following him, and Deku's at the back, just like, I mean, like he there, he want to be there, but at the same time, it looked like he don't want to be there. It's like he kind of just got roped into being there just because he's like a follower or something like that, or maybe it's just because he thought of Kacchan as a real friend. He still wanted to hang out with him, even though he didn't have a quirk. But they walking across this log, and Kacchan falls in the water, and everybody's like, "Oh, Kacchan!" And Deku, he leaves to run down there to make sure he okay. Everybody else like, oh, Kacchan, are you alright? And then one dude was like, yeah.
Oh, he's strong. He'll be fine. Kacchan is strong.
He's like, hurry up, man, get back up here. And he's smiling. Like, Kacchan is laughing it off. He doesn't look hurt at all. He gets up and he look back at him and smile like, yeah, I'm about to come up there. But Deku shows up, extended the hand of friendship. Like, hey, are you okay?
You up.
Because if you would have hit your head, that could have been really bad. And from that point on, that like literally pissed Kacchan off. Like, I don't understand.
I don't get it.
And he was like, ever since you made that face at me.
I was
like, go ahead.
When I saw it, I thought of it as a sincere face. Like you said earlier, Deku seems like he views Kacchan as a real friend. Right. If you're a real friend, if your friend fall, you're going to be there to help them get up when they fall. So Deku was like, if you would have hit your head, that would have really been bad. Like, are you sure you're okay? And it like just really pissed him off.
Yeah, he's like, I don't need your help. I'm amazing. Everything about me is great. Like, there's nothing I need help with. I don't need your hand. Move it. And from then on, he just kind of been bullying him, which, and we get more backstory stuff that we already seen, them being in junior high, getting ready to go to high school, him bullying him in the classroom, and, it showed the scene where he blew up his notebook and threw it out the window and stuff. It didn't show all of that, but that was that scene. And, I don't know, like, it just from that moment of Deku giving him a concerned look on his face, like, are you okay? Like, I guess he took it as, you think I can't handle this little thing? Like, it's not that big. But for whatever reason, that rubbed him the wrong way, and ever since then, he just been beefing with him.
Yeah.
So we back at the fight. Kacchan come in, and he tried to throw Deku off, because Deku, remember, he got this book of every hero that he liked. Mm-hmm. And he know, like, they techniques and stuff like that. So he got all that stuff wrote down. So he know Kacchan liked to swing with a big right. And that's how he caught him and swung him over and, like, body slammed him. Yeah, like, judo tossed him in episode 6. So Kacchan throw a kick this time to kind of throw him off. And then he tried to swing with the right. But as he threw the kick, and Midoriya blocked it. Now we learned that because even before that, Ida is talking to him on the radio. Mm-hmm. And the kids in the class is like, I can see Kacchan moving his mouth, but what is he saying? And All Might is like, well, you can get
like small radios to talk to your partner.
Yeah, like you get these small wireless receivers that you can talk back and forth with your partner, whether you hero or the villain. Mm-hmm. You can take that. You can take something else and some capture tape. Yeah. And the capture tape is what Midoriya trying to wrap around him as he kicking him. He's like, oh yeah, this is perfect opportunity. I got my hands right here, capture tape, trying to wrap around. And Kacchan notices that. That's why he trying to swing again with the right to throw him off. But this was all a part of Deku plan, because he was like, yeah, he tried to do this to throw me out, but now I'm finna wrap his leg up. And when he see this, I know he gonna come with a big right to throw me out. Mm-hmm. So he dodged the punch. He get out the way. And once he get out the way, Kacchan uses one of the boosters to propel himself towards him. And once he seen that Kacchan was steady coming for him, he told Uraraka to run. And she took off. So now it's just Deku and Kacchan. Meanwhile, Ida just up there chilling
trying
to himself.
Figure out what's going on with Kacchan. He was talking to him on the receiver, and Kacchan just cut off all connections.
Yeah.
And he's trying to figure out what the heck is going on. What is wrong with this kid? I feel like in the whole episode, this was everybody's main question. What in the world is wrong with this kid?
Bakugo.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody like, yeah, he looks scary and like, but everybody also is like, he's very talented as well. So Uraraka take off, and she going to find the missile, and the weapon as they calling it. And now it's Deku versus Kacchan. Kacchan do something else, but he overshoots it, and Deku take off. Or no, he's walking up towards him or something like that, and Deku like, okay, this is my chance, and he shoot out, and Kacchan was, I guess he was caught by surprise. He's like, huh? So now he trying to find him, but he he loses him, and Kacchan, like, once I guess he like trying to draw Deku out, he's like, oh, so you were underestimating me ever since we were kids. Like, you've been tricking me just this whole time. You've always had a quirk. Mm-hmm. Like, you've always had this, and you just have not told me. You haven't told me. Like, why haven't you told me? You've been tricking me. I mean, it's bothering him to his soul. You didn't tell me, the most amazing person you know. You wouldn't tell me that you had a quirk, so I can beat you up with your quirk. And now he's just like, I'm finna beat you up with your quirk. Mm-hmm. Come to me at your full strength, and I'm finna give you these hands, because you will never be more amazing than me.
He kept on with him, Use your quirk. Use your quirk.
And it's like he was losing it. It's like he was about to go insane over this fact that he thought he got tricked. He thought Deku was underestimating him. And for whatever reason, right now, you're not using your quirk. So, I mean, it's like he's just slowly losing screws that's holding him together. But he ended up catching back up with him once Erotica find where the weapon is.
Yeah.
And Ida is up there. He's like, okay, Bakugo is very natural at being a bad guy. Even though he's in the hero program, he just comes off as a bad person. And he's very natural with it. So, Ida is like, okay, I need to become evil as well. I need to get myself in this evil mode, become a villain to become a hero. And he,
goes into
a whole little monologue. I am such and such, and I will not, give up. I will not. Basically, yeah. So like some whole evil villain spiel.
And it's so funny that Erotica, she's kind of behind the wall looking at him because she's just found where the missile was.
Right.
And as he says that, as soon as he finishes, she cracks up.
Man, she bust out laughing and gave away her position.
Yes.
So Deku like, okay, is everything good? He's like, no, sorry. He found me. Yeah, like he found me. I'm exposed. So now they finna have their little one-on-one. But now Kacchan catches up to Deku, and he got a whole bunch of sweat built up in his goblet.
Yeah, man.
And he like, these things here like specially made to hold this sweat, and when it's full, I can release it. And this man unleashes a big
can you
laser,
say grenade?
right? Or a missile launcher or something that allowed him to go from short range combat only to long range. Mm-hmm. So he let that off, and All Might is trying to stop him, but it's too late. He like, man, if I don't hit him, he ain't gonna die, right? So I'm using it.
Right.
And everybody was trying to get him to stop it, but All Might don't want to stop it because of Deku. Like, his attachment to Deku, him having his quirk and all, he's like, he has to know, or in my opinion, he has to get out of these situations. I mean, you already got your book, so your book ain't doing nothing but helping you move forward because it's helping you think quickly. But at the same time, me being a teacher, I should stop this.
Right.
But I don't want to because you.
Right. I feel like you said, because of his attachment, he's also like, this is an obstacle for you, because from what he states that Deku has told him about Kacchan, is like, you really have to face him head on. Like, there's no other way of facing him besides head on. It's like, an obstacle for you to overcome, for you to move forward, and to not be so scared, I think, of especially being scared of him.
Yeah, because he was saying, like, he told me that he thinks highly of himself, but this is too much.
Even All Might was like, this is just crazy.
Right, so All Might tells him, like, you can't use that attack no more. I mean, it's foolish for y'all to be in such a small area inside for you to let off a big blast like that. That's foolish on the part of a villain and a hero. But more so, I think it was more so like, you know, they're just students. This is a training course. Don't use their big attack no more. And Kacchan just like, fine, let's use our fist then. And I mean, he run up on Deku. And Deku see him coming with the right, but he switch it up and hit him with a left blast to like a small little bomb to put a smoke screen in front of his face to jump over him. And then hit him with a blast in his back. I was like, that boy Kacchan is not playing. Like battle sense wise, you know, I mean, he is amazing. Like he cocky.
He adapts very well.
Yeah, I mean, and even Deku was saying it like in the whole little flashback. His quirk, his strength, his battle combat, his you know,
instincts.
Yeah, like all that is top tier. So really ain't nobody, you know, like him when it comes to this stuff. I mean, and it shows. I mean, even in this little training, and it's against Deku, so I know, you know, like they brought it out of him. I just wonder, like, if it was against somebody else,
Right.
like, would it be as effective, or would he come out with everything like that against anybody else? But he probably would, because everybody in the class think he kind of crazy. They like, man, he tried to kill Deku, but now they like seeing him in his battle sense, because even the dude that had the ice on his head, on his face, and the other people in the class was like, man, like what he specifically said, I didn't think, you know, that he thought. I thought he just fought, but he's more clever than I thought. He's more amazing than I thought. But so now they trying to figure out whether All Might should stop it, and he's still like, I should as a teacher, but I just can't. So Deku running, he runs away. He gets to the corner to himself, and he's like, this is when Kacchan walking up to him and like, what's wrong? Are you really underestimating me by not using your quirk? You think you got this figured out? Like, what's wrong? You think you better than me? And Deku just like balled up his fist. He's like, I'm done.
Right.
Look, I think you're an amazing person. That's why I followed you. But now I want to beat you. I want to surpass you. That's why I won't give up. That's why I'm gonna fight. And now they finna go head up. And he finna use his quirk. So they coming and they finna come in with a big blast. Or Kacchan coming in with a blast. I don't think it was the biggest one, but, you know, but something to kind of throw him off, to hurt him a little bit. And Deku got his arm with the little red things going through it again, and he about to use it. I'm thinking, he finna blow his head off his shoulders. But at the last minute, because All Might is finna stop it. I mean, because they just constantly getting closer to each other. And All Might is about to stop the fight. But he hear Deku say something to his partner. He's like, are you ready? And All Might like, okay, so he stopped it. Deku, and they both swing. So Deku go from being like this to like this. And Kacchan swing, and Deku give an uppercut. But I thought he was going to punch Kacchan's arm, or you know, punch his arm to get it to blast through the ceiling or something like that. But he just sent the gust of wind,
a Detroit smash,
right up, and that's what destroyed kind of like the building or whatever, and gave Uraraka the chance to make some stuff float. And she used the big pillar as a baseball bat and hit a bunch of little stones to make it fly either. And when he covered up, she ran and she used her float technique to get past him. And by the time he realized that she was floating, she was already past him, and she released it and got on the weapon. And
so that would make the hero team win because they captured the weapon. And from there, it once it shows that they win, it just goes back to the ending result of the punch from Kacchan and Deku. And Deku explains to him, this is why I didn't want to use it. I was hoping I didn't have to use it because of the simple fact that my body cannot handle the impact of using it. And his whole arm from what he punched was just like
purple. So
yeah,
it's showing that it's broken.
Right.
Basically, from the hand down to the elbow.
Right, and his other arm that he used to block from Kacchan was just
burnt. And
Kacchan just standing there like.
It's almost like he looked like he felt bad, but at the same time he didn't want to.
Right.
So
I felt that too.
Yeah, I don't really know how to take that look because it's like he was like, man, but.
He's so confusing. He is so confusing.
I don't know how to take that part right there from Kacchan, but all in all, that was a good episode, and that's the end. That's it for this episode, guys. So
make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that whenever we post, you won't be the last to know. Make sure you share the video, and make sure you leave your comments down in the comment section below.
I've been Bree.
And I've been Ray.
And we'll
see you in the next one.